Sporting Communities are a community interest company. We are an ethical, non-for-profit organisation which services range of from sports coaching, youth work, mentors and family support. We are a training academy delivering a range of qualifications, and we also have art and play services. Over the next coming weeks, Sporting Communities will be delivering health, fitness and wellbeing podcasts covering all relevant topics. So guys, this is our third podcast. I'm joined by Ed and Mike again. So yeah, I'm Shaq. I'm a sports coach for Sporting Communities, a qualified personal trainer. I have a huge passion for health and fitness, play many sports, my main sport being football. So yeah, that's just a little bit about myself.
Cheers, that's Shaq. My name's Ed. I work for Sporting Communities as well. I'm a qualified PT and badminton coach. I also do some sports coaching for Sporting Communities as well. My interests are playing badminton. I also play football. I like going to the gym in my spare time, really just trying to stay fit and healthy. Also taking my dog out and just chilling out, really. What about you, Mike?
Yep. Hi, guys. My name's Mike. I work for Sporting Communities as well. I'm also a qualified PT. My interests are going to the gym. I like bike riding. I like to go out on my motorbike, take it out for a spin. Also, I've enjoyed doing like some home workouts and stuff recently. Obviously, because the gyms are closed. But yes, I love reading. I love cooking. All those kinds of things. I'd like to quickly point out what we're going to talk about today. And so basically, it's on how much sleep do we need? So we've been asked like a few questions, and some of the questions like, are there different types of sleep? What happens if we don't get enough sleep? Things like that.
So as Mike just said, a lot of the topics we're going to talk around today is around sleep. So it leads us on to the first question that we've had in. So it's how much sleep do we need? So Shaq, what do you think to that?
So people say 7 to 9 hours sleep for everyone, but that's mainly for adults, because teens and children need more than that as they're still growing. So that's what I've got for that bit there. How much sleep do we need?
Yeah, how much sleep do you have?
I usually have literally about 7 to 9 hours.
Yeah, cool. Mike, what do you think?
I think anywhere between 7 to 8 hours is adequate. Obviously, I know babies always need a lot more. Is it between 12 to 14 hours? It's very important you get babies into a routine when they're dead young. Teenagers especially, I say anywhere between 8 to 10 hours. They've got the exams coming up, GCSEs and stuff. So anywhere between 8 to 10 hours for teenagers. But myself would be, I say anywhere between that. So about 7 to 9 hours.
Yeah. I think a lot of what we'll cover today actually kind of interlink and cross over in terms of the questions that we're going to be answering, because as Shaq will tell you in a minute for the next question, I think it definitely links in with how much we actually need, and that's to do with the quality of sleep that we're having. So for myself, I'll probably, because I don't feel like I sleep as well or get into that deep sleep, I end up having around 9 hours. So I do think it depends on the person and everyone's different situation that they're in, mental health, general health as well. Diet plays a big part and all sorts to actually determine how much we need. But I think the general guideline, like you both have just said, is between 7 and 9 hours sleep for healthy adults. So Shaq, this leads us into the next question. So do you want to tell us what that is?
Yeah, another question we've got actually is, what are the different types and stages of sleep? Mike, I'm going to let you go with this one.
Oh yeah, cheers for that, Shaq. So there's different types of sleep, like light or heavy. So there's 5 stages of sleep. So stage 1 is known as the transitional stage. This is where you're floating in and out of consciousness, particularly awake, but where your mind drifts off. Stage 2 is like where we spend 50% of the time slept over the course of the night. That's a non-rapid eye movement stage and is classed as the lighter stages of sleep. Heart rate begins to slow down, body temperature decreases. Stage 3 and 4, that's another non-rapid eye movement, known as the deep sleep stage. So say if you wake someone up, no doubt they'll be disorientated, lethargic, blood pressure stops even further, breathing becomes deeper. Growth hormones help replenish muscle tissues that were exerted over the day. Body recovery, it's the healing stage basically. So then that leads us to stage 5. That's like where your heart rate starts to increase again, blood pressure rises from where you first started. So yeah, so some people think like, oh, try and cut out some sleep, this and that. They don't know how important it is. They don't know not many people know the stages of sleep. So like there is 1 to 5 stages of sleep. And it's really important that you manage to hit all 5 stages through the night.
Yeah, cheers for that, Mark. That's really interesting, actually, because I think a lot of people just generally know it as they're like a light sleeper or a deep sleeper, but it's really interesting hearing them different stages. And actually it can be, you can kind of link it to why you might feel more tired throughout the day. I think we've all had that feeling where we wake up and we feel like we've not slept at all, and that could be because we've not actually very briefly entered into one of them stages of deep sleep. So a lot of the sleep we've been like really light, as if it feels like we haven't slept at all.
That's right, yeah.
No, that's really interesting. Cheers. So one question that I kind of want to touch on going from what you've just said, Mike, is so out of one of them stages, what happens if we go, what's kind of the optimal stage, or what happens if we spend too much time in one of them zones?
Well, it's not. It don't work like that because your body takes control of itself. It's known as your circadian rhythm. And your body will do that itself. So obviously you can't stay in one stage and stay in that stage for that long. Your body would do it automatically for you. So like start at stage 1, go into that one. You have no control what stage you go into, except unless you don't complete all stages of sleep.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, what did you think about it, Ed?
Yeah, so pretty similar to actually the one you've just said. I was just trying to relate it to actually when I go to sleep, I'm kind of thinking about what stages I struggle with. So it's obviously the first stage. I struggle with that initial stage to get to sleep. But yeah, no, I agree with you really. The different stages that you've said, to be honest.
I can say something. I mean, I think we've still got like another couple of questions left, so we might discuss it then. But like I said to you guys, obviously, so many people these days, 6 hours enough. 6 hours is not enough, guys. 8 to 9 hours, for your full body's like ability. Do you know what I mean? To concentrate.
Yeah.
You've got to hit all 5 stages, and like I didn't realise myself how important it was until I started reading about this book and stuff. But get the 8 hours in, guys. That's how it goes.
Yeah, I think it's another one that people kind of underestimate the power of sleep, and I'll get what I can, and that's it. Well, it's not the case. I think it's really important, and it should be made another priority, along as much as a priority as your diet and physical exercise as well. But it does lead us on to the next question, which is what happens when we do not get enough sleep? So something you've just touched on there, Mike. So Shaq, I'll come to you first on this one.
So I've got for this, not enough sleep. It can lower your immune system. Obviously, the immune system, that's very important, especially at this kind of time, because obviously it fights off like viruses, cold, getting ill, getting sick. It fights off all that kind of stuff. Also, it can be a cause of weight gain. There's also a chance, obviously, if you don't have enough sleep, it's going to put you in a bad mood and it can cause stress. Yeah,
all good points. Cheers to them, Shaq. Mike, do you want to add anything onto that?
I'd say probably everything that Shaq's covered, really. I mean, I think he covered, obviously, it affects your concentration levels, but it obviously, most importantly, it may increase the risk of like certain cancers, diabetes. But say if as your immune system as well. But what about like a car accident or something? People that are sleepy or not getting enough sleep, then are more likely to have a car accident. Would you agree, guys?
Yeah, of course. If you're tired, you're not going to be focused.
I think it's that focus, reaction time, concentration levels. Yeah, but some great points there.
I'd like to add that. So the whole weight gain thing. So people who are underslept seem to have like hormone balances that are like tied to increased appetite. So like more cravings or like high calorie foods, and then do you know what I mean? And like obviously it dampens the ability to like control their impulses. So. Yeah. Underslept, craving more food. I think we spoke about the junk food, haven't we, guys?
Yeah, we did it. We did in the past podcast, but also from a training point or going to the gym, how important sleep for recovery. So obviously that's when most of your recovery takes place, isn't it? When you're asleep, it gets your body's only time to fully relax.
Yeah.
And repair.
Okay then, guys. So so if that covered up any of your points, well, actually, it's going to lead me on to another question. So, like Shaq, so naps, like how good are they for you? How long would you say you need to do naps for?
Yeah, so napping, it can be good for you. It can make up for lost sleep due to sports or work or just not getting enough sleep at night. But also, if you're going to be having a nap, it should only really be for around 20 to 30 minutes. That will stop you from falling into a deep sleep. So it won't interfere with your actual sleep at night. The benefits of a nap can improve the mood, your alertness, and your memory, and just general well-being, really.
Nice one. What about you, Ed? Do you what would you have to say?
Yeah, so I agree with Shaq actually. It's good. I think my main problem when I nap is it's too long. So I think some of the tips that I thought about was maybe not napping after like 3 p.m. because it's too close to your sleep at night. So one thing you don't want to happen from having a nap is it affect your main sleep at night time. So I think naps are really important if you had a poor night's sleep or you just need that extra kind of catch up. But yeah, not too close to your sleep at night, and also making sure that you don't nap for too long, because I think you don't want to get into that deep sleep part of your sleep, because it's going to affect how tired you are at night and your sleep at night. So I'd say that naps are good, yeah, but again, not for too long, or not that it's going to affect your sleep at night. I think, well, I've definitely done it. I'm dreadful for this. I'll nap at maybe like 5 or 6 o'clock, and then at night time I'm not tired, so I'll have a poor night's sleep, and it just leads on, and it's kind of like a vicious cycle of just a poor routine and poor schedule of sleep. And also I've had them naps where you go to sleep in the daytime and don't wake up till early evening, and then it's kind of ruined your sleep at night as well. So
Yeah. I was just about to say that to you guys. Has anyone like got? I'm just going to go for 10 minutes. Then it turns out it's like 5 hours later.
I don't know how people can nap for 10 minutes. It takes me 10 minutes to get to sleep.
Exactly. I totally agree with what you said there, man, because I can do that, have a little nap, and then when you comes to go in bed, you're like, nah, mate.
Yeah, I think the main thing, you've got to make sure you've got like a restful place to like lie down. Make sure the temperature of the room is comfortable. Do you know what I mean? I don't like noise when I sleep. It has to be silent. I mean, I even use cotton buds, not cotton buds, wax buds. Yeah, I do honestly.
Big poles of cotton buds coming out your ears. Yeah, but no, I agree. I'm different though. Actually, I like a bit of background noise when I go to sleep. Yeah, but again, I don't know what's best. I'm guessing no noise, so it doesn't interrupt your sleep once you're there. Because sometimes if I have like the TV on or some music, I'll wake up during the night to switch it off because it'll still be on. So I guess if you can fall to sleep in silence, it is better. But yeah, I agree with all them points. So another leading question that we've been asked, all to do with sleep, and it's like I say, that a few of them do cross over, but this one is what time should I go to bed or wake up? So I guess if you think that if there is a right or wrong answer for this, Shaq, we'll come to you first. What do you think?
So this is for me. To get a night's sleep, you should be going to sleep no later than 11. Lay off all the gadgets, computers. Instead, maybe get out a book. That's going to relax your mind, relax your brain. Then, like me, you'll be able to get up at a nice time, like 7 or 8 o'clock, and feel fresh and revitalized.
Cool, nice one, Mike. What about you?
No, I totally agree with Shaq. Lay off those gadgets. Not stop staring at screens, things like that. Read a book. I also find not eating too late. So if you had a really massive meal at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, it may feel you a bit dry, but you think the inside, all the digestion your body has to do on the inside, that can like effectively keep you awake and stuff. So I think it's about mainly getting yourself a little bedtime routine. So like turn your phone off, read, don't sleep on a full stomach. What time should I go to bed? Or what time should I wake up? I guess it doesn't matter too much really. You sort of like have to plan the 7 to 9 hours in. What time you at school, what time you at work for your job, kind of thing. But see, I don't like Shaq says. I can't really say a wrong and right answer. Just make sure you're getting enough sleep. But yeah, definitely lay off the gadgets and stuff like that. But yeah, I go to sleep at 10:30. How's that?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. So I guess essentially the time is irrelevant as long as you're getting that quality sleep.
Yeah.
I guess thinking about people at work, if they work night shifts, not everyone can go to bed at 10 and do that standard, I don't know, 10 till 7 sleep or whatever that may be, typical night time as such. So yeah, as long as you're getting that quality sleep and enough sleep, obviously at night time it's quieter all outside, there's less distractions. So ideally, I'm guessing that's when the ideal time is. But like we said, people who work shifts and night shifts, they can't do that. So for them, I guess it's about being able to shut off all that light. So then to have the best sleep they can during the daytime, and noise, the noise factor will play into it as well. But while we're on this kind of topic of talking about it, I know you've both touched on points before. So the last bit being, what tips have we got for a better sleep? So I'll come back to you, Shaq, and we'll go again with this. So have you got any others apart from what you've already said?
So yeah, like I stated in my first podcast, sleep mist, lavender sleep mist. You need to be getting yourself some of that from Holland and Barrett's. That's going to help you sleep. And like I basically said in my in what I said, yeah, just lay off like the gadgets, the computers, because that's going to keep your mind active and your brain active while you're looking at the bright screen. So yeah, that's about it really.
Cool, Mike. What about you?
Yeah, so don't go to sleep on a full stomach. You know, I used to think, oh yeah, having a full stomach's dead good. Yeah, it helps me, it makes me drowsy. Okay, yeah, it sends you drowsy, but when it comes to sleep, it's not quite right. And I think some people say, oh, you know, people you say, oh, don't eat cheese before bed because it gives you nightmares. How many people have cheese pizzas before bed when they have takeaways and stuff like that? So I think what it is, if you've got a full stomach, because someone has said to me before, oh, I have a steak before bed. I mean, steak before bed, I'm sure that would give you nightmares more than a cheese pizza or something would.
That won't even digest in that night.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you've got to think about your whole digestion inside. But caffeine's a really big one. I know like teenagers can drink caffeine and you have the energy drinks and stuff like that. Apparently caffeine can stay into your system up to like 2 or 3 days. So when you have a cup of coffee or 2 cups of coffee today, effectively your liver will still be breaking it down for about 2 to 3 days. So have red, which is quite interesting actually. What about you, Ed?
And I think, yeah, the bit about food's great, but also exercise. So not too late in the day. So you don't want to exercise just before bed, because obviously you're going to be really alert after exercise. So and to relax basically. So again, avoiding eating and exercise. So the opposite. So we want to try and find something relaxing before bed, whether that be, again, reading a book, having a bath, listening to some calming music will all help. And then again, a dark room, so cool, making sure the temperature's nice, you're comfortable. Also not to kind of lie in bed. So if you're feeling like you're struggling to sleep, I mean, I've done this all the time. So I'll lie in bed and I'll keep reminding myself that I'm not asleep, and it will make me more awake because my brain's constantly active thinking that I'm not asleep. Why am I not asleep? And that's making me not sleep. So again, I'm terrible for this. So a lot of the time I'll just lie in bed and wait for myself to go, but I'll know that it will take me ages because my brain's really active. So a tip could be just to get out of bed at that stage and do something to kind of relax yourself.
Definitely. The more you start thinking about it, you know, when some people start taking it really seriously and they're like, am I going to sleep tonight? Am I going to sleep tonight? This and that. The second you start thinking about it more and more, like I nearly got myself into a bit of a rut with it before, like, because I knew I was reading about it, I knew our sleep was important, and all of a sudden I started like, you know, timing myself and think, you know, and before you know it, you can overthink things. So I sort of had to give myself a couple of days. I tell you what, I'm going to go to bed when I feel tired, and then that's it, and then, you know, you just built it from there ever since.
Yeah, one real tip actually that I got the other day, and it is genuinely helped me, is I have a lot on my mind when I go to bed. So it's just to write it down so I don't forget, because a lot of the time I'll be thinking, oh, I've got to remember this, I've got to remember that. But now I've started writing it down, or even just making it as a note in my phone. And then it can be sort of passed on from my brain to my notes. So I haven't got it in my head. So it's one thing out of my head or to remember, or that's gonna relax my mind a bit more. So that's genuinely helped me, and that's a really good tip if you're ever struggling to go to sleep and you've got things going around in your head.
No, that's good. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
So I hope that's answered a few of your questions, and we've not kind of gone into too much detail, and it's still kind of relatable and been helpful throughout the podcast. Our last question and topic sort of that we're just going to touch on is different now to sleep. So we've had a question in about hydration. So why is hydration important? And have you got any tips to help me stay hydrated? So I know that obviously at the moment, the weather's turned really nice. People will be going outside a lot more. You're going to be kind of getting dehydrated without knowing as such, through sweating and exercise with the temperature being so hot. So Shaq, have you got any points why hydration is so important and tips to improve it if anyone's struggling?
Yeah, so cheers for that. Yeah, obviously, your body depends on water to survive. I mean, our body's basically built up of 60 to 70% water. So obviously, every cell, tissue, and organ in your body needs water to work properly. An example, your body uses water to maintain its temperature, remove waste, and lubricate your joints. So for me, I stay hydrated by having 3 to 4 liters of water each day. I mean, you can easily, if you don't like water, you can easily take in at least 2 liters of water a day just by drinking here and there. Because drinking pop and stuff's just not the same as hydrating yourself with water.
Okay, cheers for that, Shaq. Mark, what do you think? Have you got anything to add or comment or disagree with or agree?
So Shaq's gone through all of the benefits of hydration. So, you know, it's good, you know, like you said, like good for your joints, your organs, clear waste out and stuff like that. I drink 4 liters a day. I'm always thirsty, and yeah. So I think I've done a bit of reading before, and I think it's something like, say, that hydration is like really good for you. So we can answer a lot of questions just by drinking loads of water. So if we're really hydrated, you know, we're going to answer a lot of our own problems. So like if my skin's dry, appetite, you know, you think if you have 5 or 6 big meals a day and you're only really drinking about, you know, a pint of water a day, you think all the food that's going down in, you know, into your body and stuff, would you rather flush it out with 1 pint of water or 4 liters of water? Think of it that way. So, you know, flushing food through your system, think of it that way. Yeah,
no, that's a great point actually. And I think that the whole dehydration and staying hydrated topic is again similar with I guess you could relate to the whole weight gain. So it's calories in, calories out. So it's the same with water. Essentially, it's water out your body, water back in. And especially in the summer, that's why we need to drink more, because we're going to get rid of more water out of our body through especially sweating. Yep. Being so hot. So yeah, I think it's a really important one for all the reasons that you've just said. But also, I think that it's quite hard for some people to stay hydrated and keep reminding themselves to drink more water, because I think it's, again, one of them things that you just don't see as a priority. It's easily forgotten, especially in busy times, busy lives. So one thing I've used is getting a big water bottle at the start of the day, filling it up. So then it's always there next to me, instead of having smaller glasses, finishing them and having to kind of go to the sink and fill it up. Yeah. Easy as that sounds, you know, sometimes you can just end up cracking on with work. And if the big bottle of water is there to remind you that you've got to drink it all in the day. So if a glass is there, or a small glass, and you've drank it, it's not necessarily reminding you that you need to drink more, because you think you'll look at it and you think, oh, I've just finished that, or, you know, I've drank that much, that's good. Whereas if you have kind of a full bottle, which is your target for the day, it's there to remind you to keep drinking. So I think it can be quite a tricky one for some people to kind of, you know, I've personally gone all morning or most of an afternoon before without having a drink, and then it gets to the point and then you start feeling a bit of a headache come on, or feeling a bit drowsy, and they're the reasons why. It's because I'm really dehydrated, and obviously once you're in that stage, it's very hard to get back out of it.
No, good theory, Ed. I like it. But yeah, so yeah, I've never thought about it, but yeah, it definitely helps, you know, having a really big bottle next to you. I mean, so when I get up, I have a pint of water straight away. Pint of water, you know, get myself ready, get all my digestive system ready, get it working, kind of thing. But yeah, I might actually try that myself now. I still get my water in, but I think, you know, I could just, you know, I said to you guys, I do 4 liters, and then maybe I could actually just get two lots of 2 liters bottles of water. You know, it's just, I know I've got to drink them. It's like what's the word? It's like
Reminder.
I've got to do it. Yeah, I've got to do it. I've got to drink. I've got to drink it.
Exactly.
That's exactly the same as you had. I've got a big, like, a jug, 2 litre jug thing that I drink out of.
Yeah.
It's just easier that way as well, because it doesn't feel like, some people can feel like drinking water, like, it sounds stupid, but people think it's like a chore when they're drinking it because they don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess to some people, 4 litres will seem like massive amounts, especially if you've got a small cup and you've got to go to the sink however many times. If you've just got one big bottle, you know, you drink out of that bottle, and, you know, even if you get halfway down, and again, always related to yourself, you don't want to kind of over drink, but you're going to really struggle to over drink. But what I'm saying is, you know, again, water in, water out. So it's, you know, relative to what you're doing during the day. Again, if you're exercising, if you're out in the sun, you know, you've got to drink more, essentially. So be aware of that. That it's not a set standard 2 litres for everyone. The guidelines might say, you know, it can be, if you're exercising and you're sweating out another litre of water, well, you've got to make that litre up, so it'll be 3 litres, for example.
No, yeah, I agree with that.
Especially when you're playing sport as well, so you've got to make sure you're staying concentrated and focused, and staying hydrated will definitely help with that. So especially if you've got like a tournament, if you're playing in a football tournament, the hydration starts the day before, because as soon as that first match is gone, you've got to make sure that you're staying hydrated, because sometimes the last match can be, you could start at 9 and the last match could be going into the early evenings, 5, 6. So think how much you're sweating throughout the day, playing them short games. You've got to make sure you're the ones who are still focused and concentrating at the end.
But again, at that point you just made there as well about sweat. People sometimes don't think of it as like sweating like a litre or so of water out. So yeah, that's another good point you made there.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So that's it, guys. So if you have any questions on the topics that we've discussed today, or any questions for any of that recent podcasts and stuff we've done, be sure to have a look on our online rota and see when me and Shaka are next on the online chats. And you know, if you've got any questions or anything you need to ask us, we'll be happy to discuss that with you. Or most importantly, you can just leave a comment on one of our videos. All right, cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. See you later.
Cheers.